Okay, this is like the final one, I think. I'm just like trying to get everything ready, you know? So I'll like sit right here. Yes! Oh my god, I feel so professional. Okay, I'm gonna like quickly cut my hands. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. Mark. Okay, I think that will do. So, hello, my name is Lorena. Today I am coming to you from my family home. Anyway, I won't bore you guys. Today I'm gonna be talking to you about some advice I would give to my younger self, I guess, from 3 years ago, and give us some tips on how to sort of go through art school or art university or art college or wherever you want to call it. So yeah, as you can see from the title, I have many regrets. I spent 3 years at Kingston University. I'm about to graduate with a degree in illustration animation, and yeah, I mean, I think looking back, I could have done things a lot better, but then again, everyone thinks that. I have a list of things that I want to go through, and yeah, hopefully some of these things will help you guys. By guys, I mean whoever is interested in going to art school or is about to start or is maybe in their first year, second year, third year, however many years you have on your course. But I feel like it will be useful to someone. So yeah, let's get into it. So the first one I have is a very important one. It's use the facilities. When I mean use the facilities, I do truly mean use them. I assume that all art universities or art schools, you will be able to have access to a wide range of different machinery, different what would you call it? Different ways of making, I guess. Just different workshops, that's the word. You'll have access to different workshops. My school was actually quite well renowned for its high quality facilities. So we had a printmaking workshop, we had bookbinding, moving image, sculpture, ceramics, laser printing. We had a lot of stuff. And one of my biggest regrets is not using the facilities enough, because as someone who now no longer has access to them, I really wish I could use them, you know? It's the case of, you know, you don't use it when you have it, sort of thing. There's a saying, but I don't remember it right now. But you know what I mean. So I highly recommend whatever workshops or whatever you have available at your uni, take advantage of them, because I have now been searching far and wide the London area to find facilities to use, and so far I have found nothing, and the stuff I have found is very expensive, and it's usually like a 2-day workshop, and I want to be able to have open access to these places like I did in uni. And yeah, I know that you do pay for these facilities at uni. They're not completely free, but at the time they did feel like they were free. So I would say you can, and also you can use them as many times as you want. You just have to book a space. So yeah, I just highly recommend using them, because you'll have opportunities to work with materials that you will never have worked with before, and even if you wanted to get into it without these facilities, it would be quite expensive to buy the equipment or go, buy a workshop like I've been trying to do. So I would just say take advantage of them and try everything out. One thing that I haven't not used the workshops. I have done a handful of them. One of my favorites that I wasn't expecting to be a favorite of mine was the letterpress workshop. I did it for a project and I really enjoyed using it. I might have some pictures up on here. But yeah, you'll be surprised how much you'll enjoy these things. And who knows, it might let you venture into new mediums that you never thought you would have liked before. So yeah, use the facilities, guys. Number 2 is don't be afraid to make mistakes. And this is something that I think really held me back while I was at art school. I was really afraid to make stuff I didn't like, because when you're surrounded by a lot of people who are doing the same thing as you and are making amazing work, you tend to compare yourself. And now that's also another point that I wanted to iterate, which is do not compare yourself with other people's work, because it will make you fall into a deep depression. Don't be afraid to mess up with your work. I think it's something that should be encouraged, actually, and it was encouraged at my uni to experiment and try things out. And now not everything you make is going to be a masterpiece. Not everything is going to work, and I think that has been said by a lot of people, but it's very difficult to sort of remind yourself of it when you're in the moment and you're frustrated that something is not going your way. And yeah, it's very important to remember that. And they had us write a manifesto at some point halfway through the year, and this was at a time where I was really struggling with putting pen to paper, and I was really having a sort of art block moment. I really didn't want to make anything unless it was good, and I just became really afraid of trying stuff out. And I remember we were discussing each of our manifestos, and someone wrote in theirs to make fail and make lots of mistakes, and it sort of woke me up and reminded me that it's something that to sort of take it easy on myself, and to remember that not everyone's work is as perfect as you think it is. No one is showing their mistakes online, especially on social media. You only see their best work, so that's something that you have to take into account and apply to your own work. So yeah, guys, it's okay to make mistakes. This would go into number 3, I guess. This also applies, but go to your critiques, guys. I was an avid avoider of critiques because my work would never be finished. I would be afraid of what people would say. And then that way I just didn't learn anything, guys. I was not a good student. So yeah, always make it an effort to go to your reviews or your critiques or whatever you call them. For those of you who don't know what they are sort of like an end of project review where everyone goes around the room and looks at everyone's work and gives feedback, and the tutors give feedback, and yeah, it's scary basically. a lot of the ones at my uni were quite chill. I know that at other art schools and at other degrees it can be way more daunting because they're actually giving you a lot of harsh feedback. Mine was still very chill, and I still didn't go because I was just ashamed when I didn't finish a project on time. So yeah, go to your critiques. It's okay if your work isn't finished. The tutors don't mind, they just want to see where you're at. It's also a good way for you to see other people's work and to understand that other people haven't finished and it's not just you, and everyone is sort of in the same boat, and you don't have to be so hard on yourself. So yeah, at the end of the day, the critiques I did go to, I actually felt better than the ones I didn't go to, because I realised that my work wasn't as bad as I thought it was. So yeah, if you guys are struggling with that, I would say don't be afraid to go to them. Number 4, it's get involved. Okay, when I say get involved, I mean that you should be doing all the extra stuff, doing the fundraisers or extracurricular classes. I did a lot of life drawing classes in my second year, and I wish I'd carried that on, but I literally had no time. So yeah, I did a lot of that. And also at the end of this year, we had our student run final degree show, which I took part in. It was an optional thing, and I said, I'm going to take part in this. It was a lot of work and it was a lot of stress, but I'm really, really glad I did it. And it was one of the things I definitely don't regret doing, and I'm really happy I took part in. So yeah, I would say just get involved and do all the extra, not all of it, but take part in at least some of it, because it's very rewarding. You'll meet a lot of nice people, and yeah, it was sort of the environment that you're put in, it sort of gets you into the artistic mood, and it actually makes you want to make more work. 5 is sort of like the opposite of what I just said of getting involved, in terms of when you do get involved, you do tend to tire yourself out, obviously, because you have projects and then you have to do all this extra stuff. You can get very burnt out, and it's important to take a break when you can, and it's also okay when you get burnt out, because everyone does, especially in the art industry. It's a huge problem, but it's okay to be burnt out, and it's okay to take a break every once in a while, because you're just gonna tire yourself out and you're gonna end up hating making. And if you're hating what you're doing, then what's the point of taking art? I mean, come on guys, none of us are taking it for the money. It's okay if you get burnt out, take a break. It's very difficult at art school because it is quite intense. A lot of the courses are very intense. So it's important to take self-care days and trust that you'll get the work done. I put something as 6, but I feel like I've already mentioned it. So I'm going to say 7 is to stay on top of things. Yes, you can take your self-care days, but do not take too many self-care days, also called self-care days, because that's what I did, and it meant that I ended up with weeks of work that I had to catch up with, and it wasn't very fun. And I feel like I didn't end up making the best work because I ended up focusing on several different projects and I stopped caring about it, and yeah, I ended up just sort of creating a project that didn't live up to what I wanted it to live up to. Create a schedule for yourself. Try and treat uni as like the schedule that we had in secondary school or high school, because uni, you can just end up not working some days at all because you just don't have that schedule that you were sort of forced into when you were in secondary school. So yeah, try and keep that, 9 to 3 or 10 to 4 work day going. Mine was 10 to 4, so I would try and go in at 10 a.m. to uni and work until 4. And I finally did end up applying it to my 3rd year at uni, and I ended up getting loads more stuff done than I did in my 1st and 2nd year. So I really recommend giving yourself a schedule and sticking to it. And I know that's very hard, but it's very rewarding. So yeah. Number 8 is sort of a very... It doesn't apply to everyone. It depends if you're very extroverted or introverted, but number 8 is make friends. As someone who has very severe social anxiety, I really struggle with meeting new people. And looking back at my time at uni, I really wish I put in more effort to get to know more people, and yeah, just talking to people. Really, you meet a lot of very, very lovely people, and it's very difficult to keep friends as an adult, I find, but it's important to upkeep those friendships that you do make. Yeah, meeting people in art school, I would say, is probably like the second most important thing other than the artwork you make, because you'll be able to not only like meet some wonderful people, but be able to have opportunities that you wouldn't have had before. Like, you'll get invited to things, you can do projects with each other, and you might find that you work with some people really well, and who knows, maybe after uni you'll have some great collaborators to work with and to improve your work. So I'm glad I've done that. I wish I had done more of it, but that can be the case for everything. So yeah, I would say that's the very important thing, because collaboration in art is becoming a bigger thing, and I think it's something that I personally work best in. So don't be afraid of people, and just say hi and talk to them, because everyone is very nice, I promise. That also goes for number 9, which is talk to your tutors. I had some very lovely tutors and teachers who gave me some really wonderful advice. I went through some really anxious times, and I had some people there who were really, really lovely to sort of rely on, some tutors who would talk me out of these really anxious moments and give me some really great advice, because these are people who have been in the industry and know what they're talking about, and are also really lovely. So don't be afraid to talk to them. They always have your best interest in mind, and yeah, don't feel like you're burdening them either, because it's their job. I have a couple more because I feel like I've covered everything. I have like some extra points, like taking advantage of all the offers and opportunities you get. It kind of applies to using the facilities, but this is slightly different because I'm talking more about sort of internship opportunities or work opportunities. I was emailed a lot of opportunities through my uni email, and I was able to land a couple of jobs and apply to a couple of internships that were really great experience and were also paid, which is amazing. Get experience, guys. You can work whilst you're in uni, whilst you're a student. That's what I did, and I ended up getting paid loads of money, which was great. Helped with the rent, and yeah, I got really good experience, which goes on my CV and my portfolio website. So yeah, guys, take what you can get whilst you're in uni, because it will be dry after. And I've only been a couple of months out, I know that, but yeah, it can be very difficult to find work after. So take whatever opportunity you can get. And the last tip I've got is just plan, but I feel like I've already said that in terms of like scheduling yourself and stuff. I think we're done now. and we can say bye now, I guess. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it wasn't too boring and it was helpful for you guys. Maybe I should use this time now to talk a little bit more about myself. My name is Lorena. I am a recent Kingston graduate. I specialize in animation and I like to do all sorts of different animation, from like digital animation, stop motion. I like to do like hand-drawn, traditional animation. I just like making things move. I have been wanting to do YouTube for a while. I actually used to post on this account about 5 years ago when I was a little baby artist, and yeah, I kind of wanted to revive it and see how well I could do now that I have the equipment available to me and I have a bit more knowledge. I also do art tutoring on the side in London, so if anyone is interested in getting a bit of help done with their homework, I am available. And yeah, hopefully I will be posting a little bit more. If you enjoy my content, please follow me, subscribe to me, like this video, all of that good stuff. Yeah, so thank you for watching and bye.